What's up, nerds? Welcome to DNA Dualshocked, DNA's PlayStation show. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deerigan. Alongside me on this PlayStation journey is Adam McGill.
How's it going, everyone?
Adam, it's so good to see you.
You too, man. How you doing?
Doing good. I am doing great. I have been playing a lot of Bloodborne.
Oh, you still doing?
Going real well. I've been playing with Matt, and we've been kind of co-oping it, so it's not as hard of an experience. But man, like,
you're having fun, so that's all that matters. I mean,
I am, dude. It's
and
like
that's an expert, so
the Dark Souls thing is like it's rough to start, but once you hit that point where you know what you're doing and you finally feel like you're not overwhelmed, then it's fun. And I've Bloodborne. I hit it about 3 hours in. I was like, yeah, I like it a lot. And I found this place where I can grind out levels and blood echoes, which are like the equivalent of souls, and that's how you level up.
Yeah.
And man, I've just been going to town grinding in that one spot, so I'm like super overpowered to where I'm supposed to be. It's great.
Yeah, that's why like it's more. Well, not the right word. It's easier to get into that game versus the Dark Souls series, where it's a lot of memorization with Dark Souls versus Bloodborne, where it's a little bit more action, I would say.
Yeah, I do like the pace of Bloodborne better because it encourages you to be aggressive, unlike Dark Souls. I mean, you can play Dark Souls that way, but you have to grind to get your character to be that way. Whereas in Bloodborne, it's more right. It rewards you. It actually rewards you for being aggressive. Like if you get hit, you have a limited amount of time to get your health back if you hit the enemy right away. So like that's kind of the things that I like compared to Dark Souls. Don't get me wrong. I started Dark Souls 3 and I liked it, but Matt said that he was playing Bloodborne, and so I just decided to switch over. And we've actually decided to co-op all the Dark Souls games, which we'll get into later in the weekly pickup section of our show. But yeah, man, Bloodborne's good. And then I'm actually heading up north tomorrow to the Great White North where you live. Well, not exactly where you live, but
close by though. Pretty close by.
Close enough. Going to Toronto. My fiance's family lives up there, and I'm meeting them for the first time. So it's kind of a
I'll be on a safe trip.
What?
Hope you have a safe trip.
Yeah, me too. It's only like 8 hours, I think, from here to Toronto, so it shouldn't be too bad. So, but how are you? How are things?
Good. I've been still playing some Tales of Systeria. Uploaded a few videos this week online. Really enjoying that game, and I've been trying to not do speed runs, but do a faster run of Axiom Verge. Like 6-7 months ago, I was like 12 hours into the game, just playing it, wasn't looking up online, wasn't cheesing anything. And I think I was really close to the end. And a week ago, I put it back on. I'm like, I have no idea where to go, where I was at. I was just like, let's just start over. And I see a few of the trophies, and the trophy whore that I am, I'm like, well, I got to beat the game in like 3 or 4 hours for one of those trophies. So I started looking up online, and I started off like my first playthrough the other day. It was like an hour and a half to get to like past the 3rd, 4th boss. And then yesterday I was playing for a little bit, and then it was like 26 minutes that I did it in to get back to where I was. So I'm getting a little better. So I'm kind of going to keep going and try and make a few videos. I recorded one the other day, so I might do a little series online on that. But that's such a good game. I don't know why I just didn't beat it. I think I got another game came across, and I just popped that in. But determined to finish that one off the next couple of weeks, or well, a week probably.
Yeah,
but it's good.
I need to get that game. That's like the one missing thing on my PlayStation that I don't have is Axiom Verge, which is crazy because I freaking love Metroid so much, and that's basically what it is.
That's basically what it is. Yeah, it's so good.
So like,
no, I was in. Everyone's talking. Like, I watched like 10 minutes of gameplay today of that GameStop or EB published Insomniac game,
Song of the Deep.
Song of the Deep. So I'm in a GameSpot last night, and I'm like, it's like $20, and I'm like, that's pretty cheap. I didn't realize it was that cheap. I didn't buy it. I don't know why I didn't buy it, because I hadn't seen any gameplay till I came online. I'm like, I'm gonna check out this game, because then they started talking about they were comparing this game to Metroid.
Yeah,
and the gameplay I saw today at the beginning, like you're just in the sub the whole time, so I guess it's a little bit different, but it looks all right. I think I might be picking that up shortly. But I've got too many games on the go, so I think I might wait. But still, that might be, I can see being exclusive rare later on because it's only published.
Right. You can only get a physical copy at GameStop.
Yeah.
Or EB if you live in Canada.
There are a few GameStops.
Are there?
Yeah.
Are they making the transition finally? Are you guys catching up to 2005?
We have one I know of, GameStop, but it's a pretty nice one too. But yeah, I think I might be checking that one. I'm excited enough to dive in. And for $20, I think that's Canadian. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's $20 here too, I think. So I thought about getting it, and when I was in there the other day, they asked me if I wanted to buy it. I was like, I'm gonna wait and see, but apparently a lot of people like it. It's pretty high on Twitch too.
It's getting a lot of buzz, which is good for GameStop. I mean, it's their first game that they're publishing, so I know it's a different part of their business that they're going into, because some part of it's physical. It's not fully going away, but digital sales are going up. So it's nice to see, someone else, and Insomniac, you can't go wrong.
Right.
But I like to see what else they're gonna do with their business.
Yeah, they have a couple more games in the pipeline too. And I think their next game's from Ready at Dawn, so that should be interesting.
But you got some. You picked up a few games yourself, or?
Yeah, I picked up Demon Souls and Dark Souls for PS3 because Matt convinced me that we're gonna co-op through Demon Souls and Dark Souls. So, and like I've been watching Demon Souls Let's Plays and stuff, and man, that game looks way harder than any of the Dark Souls games or Bloodborne. It's like,
yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's one of the first. I think, like, if I remember right, I think I got past the spider boss. I think it was like 3 or 4 in. This is years ago.
Yeah, it looks pretty ruthless. It doesn't look not that Dark Souls is forgiving at all, but it looks way less forgiving than Dark Souls. And Bloodborne's pretty forgiving, and I'm like, this looks like almost the complete opposite of Bloodborne. So I'm interested to see that, which we'll actually talk about Demon Souls later in the podcast. But I picked up those 2 games. I finally found Adori. A lot of the Disney Infinities, they're clearancing them out because, Disney Infinity's been retired, as they say. Mm-hmm. And now I have the whole set. I have every single Disney Infinity, including the crystal variants. So
I have to start on that at some point.
Better start now. They're getting harder and harder to find.
I did look at Toys R Us though with they had it on the cheap table or whatever. It was 2.0, but I got Aladdin.
Nice.
So I think that's one of my first 2.0. So I've got like quite a few more to get, I think, right? Was it like, is it like 20 20 or 30 per 0.0, like 1.0, 2.0?
I
I haven't even
have.
looked that up yet because I've been so crazed with Skylanders stuff lately.
There's probably 120 figures. I bet at least.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have an exact number right now, but there's 20 Star Wars figures alone.
Yeah, I gotta think it's because Skylanders is like what? There's 40 per set. So, and that was pretty much.
There's 30 Marvel figures and 20 Star Wars figures.
And that was one of the. I was missing the dark stuff, so. So we picked up the Skylander Supercharger starter pack. So I got all the dark now.
Nice.
So quite happy with that. So I gotta put that on display behind me. I gotta install some new shelves, which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm starting to think I need some more shelf space because the one whole bookcase that I have that's 4 games is all figures. Like there's probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shelves, and 8 of them have Disney Infinity or Amiibo on them. So
we got Trigger Happy. I got Powerfully Splat.
Nice.
Who else we get this week? We got the regular Splat, the magic one.
Nice.
Crazy. I was missing that one. And then these bundle packs. I can only seem to find these deep dive trophies picked up, which was for the deep dive, and I also picked up the other one, which was for the legendary Sunrunner and Astro Blast, which is pretty cool. Thank you, Toys R Us, for your crazy sale that you had on this weekend. It was like 60-70% off that stuff. You know, that's just I couldn't say no. I'm missing probably 2 or 3 out of the full Supercharger set now. So,
nice. Have you gotten any of like the weird show exclusive ones? Like the
stuff I did not pick up, and I probably won't pick up because I don't have Nintendo, is they did release an exclusive. There's Donkey Kong and Bowser,
right?
Supercharger, which I probably won't.
The only way you can get those are through like what, the 3DS and Wii U starter packs or something.
I got these 2 this week, and this is nostalgia, and I can't wait to play them. I got them. I don't know, they were like 20, 30 bucks a piece, but Threads of Fate. I can see that there.
Oh wow.
I can't remember what year I played this game, but this is such a good role-playing game.
Wow.
Glad to have that one in the stack of role-playing. And another favorite, Legend of Legaia.
Nice.
That's added to the pile. Yeah, just stumble.
Jealous.
Love this, like your, you call it, city group, whatever, people selling games. But those are my pawn shops. Didn't really have much luck, so I saw a bunch of these sport games that I was missing, and usually they're dirt cheap. They were like 5 for $20. So I'm like, why not? Going for the whole collection anyways. So I was just like, hey, got some Tiger Woods.
Nice.
Here. Yeah. Oh, got some GTA 5. I'm okay with these racing games, but I prefer the faster style racing game. I don't know about you. Gran Turismo is more technical, racing. I find I'm not knocking that. There's still a place for that, but it's like when it comes to like Forza or something like that, or other racing games, I'd rather have just fun with it than be technical. There's American, and you got some football. NCAA football.
Better find that NCAA 14. That's like really hard to find now.
Is it?
Because it was the last NCAA football game they made.
I don't know if I have that one or not. Got some Virtual Tennis 4. Woo-hoo. Well, I love tennis. Hey, Canadian. I thought the Canadian was going to win there, the final there. Got second first time. Not bad. And I don't know if I ever showed it off, but I have the U-Draw for the PS3. That
Oh
was
wow,
Ubisoft's
attempt at tablet.
a tablet, and it was dead probably within a week or two on market, and so I've got one, and I was like, I'm missing a few of the games, so I picked up the Pictionary for the
Nice.
system, and then I was in EB the other night, and I was buying I saw these Candy Crush socks for my wife for her birthday, and I bought them for her, and she loved them, and then I'm like, well, I gotta look at games. I'm in GameStop, and then I saw this game, and I'm like, oh, it's greatest hits. And I try to avoid greatest hits if I can.
Right.
I'd like to have the original in my collection. And I'm like, and this game's kind of hard to find without finding greatest hits, but I was quite happy to finally have it in my collection, which is the Sega Genesis collection.
Oh, nice.
PS3. And a lot of great games on this. And, you got your Golden Axe and your Sonic, your Streets of Rage. I think it's a great pickup if you want to play some classic Sega Genesis games. And I gotta get the kids' games eventually, and they were cheap. We got Madagascar Carts.
Oh my gosh, Madagascar Carts is awesome.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh no, seriously.
Yeah,
it's so good. They one Thanksgiving, my cousin picked it up because he's an idiot, and he has two little girls, and he bought it for them, but we stayed up all night one Thanksgiving and played Madagascar Carts for 8 hours before we went shopping the next day for Black Friday.
I might have to put this one on my radar play shortly. All right.
Oh my gosh, it's seriously, it's real dumb, but it's really fun. It's like the weirdest Mario Kart clone you've ever seen.
See, was it? It was a Muppets game for GameCube. Muppets Party or Muppet Party's Cruise. Muppets Party Cruise, I believe it was called. And it was just the mini games were awesome, and then if you like the Muppets, it's got all the sounds and the voices, and it's just a fun game. The last pickup I got was Heavy Fire Shattered Spear. Uses PlayStation Move Control. It's a shooter. I don't know what it's like. Company I've never heard of, Mastiff. But I might try it, or I might just sit there for a while before I try it out. But those were my pickups this week, which I didn't expect I was going to get a few, but one thing I was checking out because I was like, I got my eye on my radar on a PSP I'm looking at. I'm kind of holding off right now because, do I need it? But I ordered one game on eBay the other day, Final Fantasy game, Disgaea. It was like $5, free shipping. I was just like, well, I can't say no. I'll complete because I love Final Fantasy. So I can see myself getting a PSP in the next little bit. And I see a few deals online. So I might hold off, but I can see myself getting one. There's a lot of great games.
Yeah, PSP had a lot of awesome games.
A bunch of cheap games too. Like I was looking at Killzone Liberation, I believe, on the weekend, and that looked like a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the one for Vita. That really pushed the hardware. And I love Guerrilla games in general. Horizon Zero Dawn, can't wait.
Oh, I know the game's gonna be so good.
So we'll see, but I got a few. There was, I think that's about it. I had this deal. I guess I could have picked it up tonight. There was a part of me that just had to say no, and I'm like, I could have put it somewhere in this room, I guess, but someone shot me a message because they know that I love PlayStation, and they had this, one of those kiosk stands from the stores, and had the whole kiosk stand, the TV, and it was for $200, and I'm just like, and I'm just like, and I said no. I said yes at first, and then I said no. I was just like the wife was going to kill me if I brought it home. And I was just like, no, I don't think I want to take it that far. It wasn't like there was really cool ones. I didn't think it was that special. It was just all kind of white and had the PlayStation logo on the side of it. So for now, I said no. Maybe later on, if another cool one comes along, or if I talk to my local GameStop, maybe I'll get a better one. But I wasn't ready to dive that, so I spent money on games instead. Hey,
hey, why not? Why not?
So pretty good week. Pretty good week.
Yeah. The rest of my pickups, I got Assassin's Creed Rogue sealed.
Still haven't played that. I need to play that.
I know I need to play it too. That's why I got it, because like I was talking to some people about Black Flag and how great Black Flag was, and I just got the urge to just like play Black Flag again. But I'm like, you know what? I need to play Assassin's Creed Rogue, and it's pretty much the sequel to Black Flag. So I got that. Metro Redux on PS4, and then Rogue Galaxy for PS2, complete in box, $11.
That's such a good deal.
I'm like, yeah, I need that game. That game was so good, and like I traded a bunch of my PS2 games in when PS3 came out, which, you know, when you're young and have no money, that's what you do. And I you know, ever since that first episode we did, I was like, man, he's got me on this collector hunt thing now, and like I need to find games now. So like that's one I wanted to get back. So I'm like, I'm gonna pick it up. And I almost bought it on PSN because it's $14.99 on PSN. So I felt pretty good that I found it complete in box with like no scratches or plastic tearing or anything.
Then there's some really good deals. I mean, and that's what I like about maybe some of these PS1 classics I pick up, and I'm like, I don't mind paying for the game, but I don't want to be gouged for the game just because it's old. You know, there's such thing as rare, but most of these games are not rare. It's just people aren't selling them, or they're going for garage sales really cheap. So yeah, there's some of these places where I go to pick up where they gouge people. I just don't buy it. I come back months later. I'm like, yeah, it's been sitting there for 6 months. You want to sell it now? You know, but
yeah, that's how the place is down the street. They've had a crap. What's it called? There's 2 games. I want to say it's called like Lunar, this Lunar series of RPGs.
Oh yeah, I want the box set or whatever that.
Yeah, they have the box set. They have Lunar Blue and Lunar Silver
for $100.
No, they have them both separate for like $90 a piece, and they've been sitting there for like a year and a half. And I'm like, no, dude, obviously nobody's buying it. Lower your price so I can buy it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it goes for up here in Canada too. And I keep seeing them, but they're just like, no.
Yeah.
And then that seems like where the price is at right now, but it's just like, and when it comes to PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, it's buying, like, I'm just buying role-playing games for myself, and I'm going nostalgia. But yeah, it's too rich for my blood at this point. I'd rather spend $100 on 4 games.
Right. Yeah, that's how I feel. The only game that I spent more than like $50 on was I found Valkyrie Profile sealed, and it was $60 when I found it, and then I found the strategy guide for $25 near mint. So like I have the strategy guide in a plastic sleeve, so nothing can hurt it, and like the box is like in like a, what do you call it? Like a box with a latch on it, because I don't want it to get scratched. Like
I have the sequel. I don't have the first one. So
yeah, like one day I will probably display those things, but not in a spare bedroom in an apartment. So, but that's our weekly pickup section. We're gonna move on to what we've been playing. Adam, you've already talked about Axiom Verge a little bit. I actually watched your stream a little bit because I was updating the DNA Live page on the website, adding everybody's Twitch streams on there. So, and I watched it for a little bit. I need that game so much.
it is. It's fun. Like I don't know why I didn't finish it, but it was probably around when Destiny came out. Probably, maybe. I don't know.
Destiny, man.
Good game. Definitely try it out.
Yeah. But what else have you been playing?
Just Tales, man. I love my role playing games. I'm hopefully get to part 4 tomorrow. So I'm probably about 12 hours in now into that game, and it's starting to get really. And it's kind of obvious. That's what I like with these games. Like, it's just maybe just a JRPG thing where they're just like, you know who the bad guys are right away. And,
oh yeah.
And you have this hero that's too blind, but everyone else sees it.
Yeah.
And you gotta watch that story play out. But the combat is just so much fun. Like, it's like Tales in a way, like all the other series were. But this is such fast pace in the combos, and yeah, it's so good. I recommend if you haven't played it yet, and you like the Tales series, definitely pick it up. Apparently, what I got to go through is go play the previous was it Tales of Grace F that was recommended by Edward there last week.
Yeah.
So I plan to get done that next, but no, I've been playing a lot of PlayStation 3 before, so I feel like I've been neglecting a few PlayStation 4 pickups that I did in December. So I'm hoping to, once I've done Tales, that I'll take a little break from role playing. I might try out the Mad Max.
Oh yeah, Mad Max is really good.
What else could I recommend? I picked up. I have Witcher 3, but I know that's at least if I wanted to do everything, it's a 100-hour game. Or I have Shadow of Mordor. I actually did pick up Metro Redux in December too. So I've got quite a few games that I could go back that it was Crazy Boxing Week sale that I think I might go back and play before going back to my PS3. But I'm waiting to get my headset, and then I'll probably start putting videos together in a series and showing off the collection. Breaking down, maybe do a Tom Clancy type thing, or role playing, or classic, platformer games are so good on the PlayStation itself. So, but right now, I'm invested in this role playing game, and it's good, man. It's so good.
Yeah, I need to pick that up soon because I've been itching for a good JRPG, and like I thought I wanted to play Pokemon because of Pokemon Go being out, and that's not what I wanted. And like I wanted to play Final Fantasy X, but I'm like, no, I want like a more like Final Fantasy 9 or Tales type game, because Final Fantasy X, as good as it is, it's not the open. It's not open like 9 and 8 and 7 were, or even 6 and 4, but like it's still one of my favorites. But I want that. I would just want to go explore and fight monsters and grind it out and watch a good story unfold. And so I need to get Tales of Zestiria, man. I need it.
So good.
So good. I've been trying to finish Uncharted 4. I got to a point where I got really excited that I was playing it, and like for about an hour I was actually really enjoying it, and then it cut back to this flashback scene. Spoilers if you haven't played it already, I'm sorry, but there's a flashback scene. I won't go too much into it, but it got slow again, and I thought I was almost done. I'm on chapter 17, and I thought there was only like 18 or 19 chapters. There's 25 chapters in this game, which is so long.
So now you're feeling like it's a chore to finish this game, right?
And like I want to finish it because I finished all the other ones, and I love those characters. This game is like, it's dragging on. I think it's about 8 to 10 chapters too long. I really do. And as much fun as I have had, like in bits and pieces of this game, it's like you said, it feels like a chore. It just feels like a chore. And after like an hour every time, I can't just sit for like 2 or 3 hours and play this game. After about an hour, I need to stop and play something else. So I've been checking out some of the new stuff they added to Overwatch, which is cool. They added a new hero.
Yeah, a sniper.
Yeah,
I watched some gameplay of that the other day.
Yeah.
See, I don't play the game, but I still like to check out what's going on in the community. And yeah, it should definitely, the class or character should definitely change the game up a little bit. And we're talking about that a little bit there. This is what I like about Blizzard in general and all their games is they do balancing so well. If they know something is broken or not working, they just flat out change it.
Yeah,
they do it so well.
I mean, they flat out changed one of the characters after the beta because he was so overpowered. Like, there's a character in that game called Bastion, and he's a robot that can turn into a stationary turret. Well, in the beta, he had a front-facing shield that he could shoot through, and there's only like 2 characters that could counter that if he wasn't in a corner somewhere. So a lot of people were just posting up in a corner with their back against a corner with the shield and just mowing down people. And like that was one of people's biggest complaints. And they literally took that ability to post a shield away. Like, he doesn't even have a shield anymore, which is cool, which is something I love about Blizzard too. Even though like I don't play all of their games, I do love StarCraft. Definitely when Lee finishes building my PC, man, that's StarCraft 2 is the first game I'm getting for that.
I didn't play the sequels and expansions, but I played the first one, StarCraft 2 at least, and I just play it for the story. It's fun. I'm not competitive in that way, but it's still a great game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to play competitive at all. I'm going to play through the campaigns and enjoy every minute of it. And like, I try to get into Diablo, and I appreciate what that game is. I just couldn't really get into it, but sometimes I feel like that's because I play with Brian a lot, and he's just kind of
all
like
about PvP.
Yeah, and he's just kind of like, if you don't know what you're doing, you're just gonna have to keep up. You're just gonna have to run behind me, and I'm just like, okay, maybe that's why I'm not enjoying it. So like, Ray and Matt said that they would take me through some Diablo and kind of teach me how to play Diablo. So
I have it for PS4.
Yeah,
well, I have it for both because I had to have it for PS3. But yeah, I don't know what level I'm at, but yeah, let me know because I think it's 4-player co-op, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We could all like stream it or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I was I bought that when it was like, I bought the Reaper of Souls edition. I think it was for like $20, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It was a game I was playing in my downtime of Destiny.
Yeah, that's actually when I started playing it too. After we stopped raiding.
That was like late November. I think I picked that game up.
Yeah, that's actually when I started playing it, and I got pretty far. Like, I guess I was doing well. I'm like at Paragon level. I'm almost like Paragon level 100, and
oh wow, you're further than me then, I think.
Yeah, well, like I was playing with Brian and Joey, and like they're Paragon level, like
they leveled you up, but they took you through the whole game.
Yeah, I went from like level 1 to max level in 2 nights, I think, and then started on Paragon level. So that was an interesting experience, to say the least. But back to Overwatch, like I really like this new hero. It's not available on consoles yet. It's only on PC right now. But what I've been watching, because I like to play support, not a lot of people like to play support, especially on consoles. So like I actually learned how to play most of the support characters, and I like them all. But there's only one kind of offensive healer, which is Lucio, and I like that character a lot. But I think giving you a ranged offensive support that can heal and boost your team's ability to kill people is cool. Like, you can do it from long range, and that's awesome. That's something no support can do. So that's kind of what I've been playing. Oh, and I've been playing Bloodborne a lot too, which is, I don't know, I've been killing some bosses. It's a good one.
Let's get Matt on here. We're gonna need to join a podcast with Matt. See how he's doing.
Yeah, I invited him, but he was busy tonight, so he said next time. So maybe we'll get him next week. We'll get him on next week for sure. But how about we head into some news?
Yeah, PlayStation. We'll get some hardware sales. And
surprised though, really?
Who's surprised? PlayStation is knocking it out of the park again. Nothing to be surprised about. And is it really bragging anymore? No. Microsoft stopped reporting hardware numbers anyways. They only tweet or talk there. Hey, this is many hours people played our system this month, but to me, there is no war. There is no. It's just a landslide right now. Not saying one console can't come back, but pretty dominant.
We saw PS3 come back, and actually,
it did come back in the end, yeah. And there's still a chance, and we don't know what's going to happen. And I think it was like a few videos where I watched E3 where they said, the Xbox came out and they did their whole here's our new Slim and Scorpio's coming. And they're like, before PlayStation went on stage, what does PlayStation have to do? And I can't remember the one guy that said it. He's like, they don't have to do anything. They just keep doing what they're doing. Because why change your game plan when you're in the lead? They got their roadmap. When they were selling systems out of the gate, and to me, didn't have the games, at least the first party games from their studios, which they do now. To me, I don't know how, but they locked down those Call of Duty exclusives and made some good deals. And now I think it's in the bag for the while, which is good. But I'm not saying Xbox still can't bring any games to the war, but nothing for me personally. But hopefully this holiday season, some people look forward to playing a few of their games in their series. But once again, PlayStation sells a bunch of units.
Here's the thing about Xbox, though. Like, I'm really concerned about how much they care about moving hardware now, since all their first-party games are coming to PC day and date through the Windows 10 store. It's like, I still am confused. Like, it's a cool thing. Like,
what's your direction? Yeah, like, what are you saying? Like, you're getting out of the hardware business and you're just making PC gaming, or
Like, I understand they're trying to push their PC gaming platform, but sacrificing sales of your console, that is trailing behind PlayStation anyway. Like, I don't understand what this move is doing. Like, yeah, I understand you make sales off of software sales, but if you buy it digitally on Xbox One, you get it for free on PC anyway. So, like, I honestly don't know how that's going to affect them, especially because they announced 2 new consoles coming too, like the Slim Xbox and then Scorpio. Like, I kind of feel like they're sabotaging themselves.
And I will say, like, at least with the Xbox 360, I did buy the second. I think it was like the third model I bought, and the Slim looks great. But I'm still not going to buy a piece of hardware for a few games.
Yeah, especially now since you don't have an Xbox One, you aren't going to need one because Gears 4 is coming to PC. Halo 6 is coming to PC. Like, all the games that you buy an Xbox for from here on out are coming to PC. So someone like you is not going to need to buy an Xbox One unless you want to play, I guess, Master Chief Collection and Halo 5, which, I mean, if you've listened to any of our shows, you've heard me how much I love Halo 5. But I mean, there's really no point in buying an Xbox One if you don't have one and you have a PC.
Nintendo had a good month, even though it's a PlayStation podcast, but I'm just saying Nintendo did have a good month too. What else happened this week? Oh, we did talk about that a little bit because your pickups there at Demon Souls getting a remastered, maybe?
Yeah, this is something that's been floating around for a while since Bloodborne came out, actually, because Sony owns the rights to Demon Souls and Bloodborne. So, like, they could pass it off to someone like Blue Point, who did they did the Nathan Drake collection. They've done pretty much all of Sony's remasters, the God of War remasters, Shadow of the Colossus collection. They've done almost all of Sony's remasters. So like someone like them, I have total faith in them remastering something like this. And I think that game was severely overlooked because it wasn't until Dark Souls that the series really started getting popular.
And most people that, at least I know, when they got the game, didn't have the clear black copy without the re-release.
Right, because
copy.
they re-released it as the greatest hits with the new labeling on it.
And I have the original, and that was one. And it was one of those games that I picked up in Best Buy for $20. I was like, oh, Atlas, whatever. I think it was Atlas.
Atlas published it here, yeah.
Published it, yes. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, I guess I got to try this. And that's when I realized this was an unforgiving game. And I didn't really play it after a few hours because it was just too hard.
Yeah. Let's see what the quote is. The Dark Souls series is Bandai Namco Entertainment's IP. Demon Souls and Bloodborne is a Sony Interactive Entertainment's IP. Hence the decision to do a remake or remasters under Sony's jurisdiction. This is a quote from creator Miyazaki. He says, "For me and From Software, I don't think we'll be involved in that happening, but it could happen in another developer." And then it says, "We've known since 2014 that a sequel to Demon Souls won't happen, but some fans of the series have called for the predecessor to Dark Souls to be remade." And there's all kinds of petitions and people calling for it. And I wonder if it's going to happen. I think it would be cool. I think it would be a good move for them, actually, especially since like the series has never been more popular, and this is where it started. So it's
I don't think it'll be anytime soon. If it's going to happen, it'll be maybe next year, but
I mean, here's the thing: it could happen because I kind of feel like the last, let's see, 4 years we've gotten a Dark Souls game, some sort of Dark Souls game, the last 4 years in a row. So like we got Dark Souls 1, and then Dark Souls 2, and then we got Scholar of the First Sin, which was the remixed version of Dark Souls 2. Then we got Bloodborne, and now we have Dark Souls 3. So I could actually see this happening next year, while From Software might be working on a Bloodborne sequel, if they really want to push this IP.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one way I think that they could do that. But it might happen, it might not. I'm all for it. I would totally love to see it, especially since I'm kind of like into the series now. But all right, moving on.
See, I guess
Star Wars Battlefront is getting an offline mode. It's called Skirmish, and a Death Star DLC teased.
Well, the game that no one's talking about anymore, which is a shame.
Yeah, which is so weird because
I think it's like
Brian and I were actually
$15, $20 game now. I can buy it at GameStop, and it's a shame. It's so much potential.
It's so weird because this game and Overwatch are very similar in structure. Now I know Overwatch is a hero shooter, and this game is not, but this game has more content than Overwatch, I would argue, with the space battles and different modes and stuff. Whereas Overwatch has kind of like 2 basic modes and that's it. And, that game got so much praise and this game got so much hate from the internet. And that confuses me. Because I actually really liked what I played at Battlefront. I really liked it a lot, but then I started playing other things, and I didn't feel like buying the DLC to keep up. And
it was one of those games like a guy who played Destiny with there, Carlos. He was the only one I knew that picked it up, and I think he had fun with it, but he just had no one to play with. And I think it's just one of those games that if you don't, besides offline, and it's one of those games that's going to hit the shelf pretty quick. unfortunately. But that game had a few problems, like because it had one of those. If you purchased the full content, I think it was a collector's edition, you got that one weapon. Where if you did that, you were pretty much a god in the game off the hop, versus the people that bought the game without the collector's edition had to do in-game events to earn enough credit to buy that weapon. So they're already at a disadvantage for not purchasing the collector's edition. So that was my big, oh, hey, it's EA. They're screwing over players already for purchasing a game. But that's EA. That's EA for you.
Plus, that season pass, I think, really turned a lot of people off. It's $50. Like
it's made me wow. It was the Division that made me question season passes, because I purchased season pass for Black Flag and I played everything in that game, 100% of it, and did not disappoint. I wasn't disappointed that I paid. You save money by going season pass, but. I guess I'm eating the bullet on the, or my wallet's eating it for Division, because I'm not going back.
You're not going back for Underground or Survival?
No, I'm gotta log on. I actually do have to log on. I think 10 or 15 away of items to collect to get the Platinum Trophy, and that's it. If I didn't care about collecting, I would have traded the game in.
Yeah, I was so close to platinuming that, and I mean, I told you the story, right? Where like after that second wave of updates came out, my character got deleted, and like I was like, "Yep, I'm done. I'm not going back to do all that again." I was so close. I think I had 2 districts left to finish off.
Yeah, it's
collecting and doing the side missions and